Hi everybody, SHADRACH here, and this is Season 2, Episode 12 of Public Match of the Day. For our lineup, we have J. Catherine, a good friend of mine. She is running the Human Female Sentinel, Emo Waffle running the Drell Adept, and Darwin DK is running the Sari Adept, also a good friend of mine. So I'd like to take a moment really quick to talk about the characters that we've chosen and how they work well together. I'm running the Sari Huntress, and she has Dark Channel and Warp. Dark Channel is an amazing primer with amazing damage over time. Warp is an amazing primer also, but will detonate any primed enemy, either fire explosions, cryo explosions, or biotic explosions. So it's a very well-rounded detonator. Catherine is using the Human Female Sentinel, which has tech armor, which is just a beautiful tool for survivability. It also has a 30% bonus to power damage and force. So if that's an option you choose on the skill tree, actually I would highly recommend it for any skill, any power-based character that uses abilities as their primary source of dealing DPS. Emo Waffle is using the Drell Adept, and basically how he'll be using that character is he'll be using Reeve. Reeve is beautiful because it's stackable, so every time you hit an enemy with Reeve, it will double the damage you're doing to him over time. Also, cluster grenades, which is an amazing high damage grenade that will detonate many different primes, such as cluster grenades will detonate biotic explosions, detonate fire explosions, and cryo explosions. So it's a very well-rounded detonator and deals high DPS. Now, as far as Darwinism DK goes, he was using a very low-level Lasari Adept. All his points pretty much went into the bubble. He spec'd the bubble basically to prime and detonate with a warp effect. So basically he's just setting that up at choke points. When the enemy goes through the warp bubble, it will set him up and prime him for warp, which will give us a biotic explosion. Or if he basically casts the bubble over top of an enemy that's been primed with either cryo, incinerate, or any kind of biotic effect, it will detonate that effect. So the bubble is an amazing tool. It's very if you're clever with it, it can be very useful. Anyways, that's our lineup. So I'm going to talk a bit about our gameplay here. If you haven't noticed already, this is Firebase Jade. It's against the collectors, and what we're doing basically is our starting point is right to the left of where we're spawning. So right when we spawn, we're basically going to the left, and we have two really good line of sights. If you see where I am right now, I'm on the far left line of sight, and where that Praetorian is, that would be the kind of the middle line of sight. The stairs to our right of where we spawn, that will be our third line of sight. And we're just trying to hold our ground the best we can, moving up and down the left flank or up and down the right flank according to where the majority of enemies are. One thing I want to mention that's really important, I've noticed I've been playing a lot of public matches lately, and it's really important as a player to pay attention to what's going on with your team. Today I played a game with a couple Paladin Sentinel, and basically I had a Paladin Sentinel also, and I would prime an enemy with Snap Freeze, and the same would apply in a game like this. You know, you prime an enemy. If you see that someone's primed an enemy, then you probably want to detonate it, especially if you have the ability to detonate it. I don't know if the guy was trying to go for score or if he just didn't know any better, but every time I would cast Snap Freeze, he would cast Snap Freeze, and then someone would hit it with Overload and detonate it. It's wasted time. It's time that could be spent maybe applying Snap Freeze to a different enemy, or in our case right here in this game, it would be like Warp or Dark Channel or something like that. Doubling up on primers it's a waste of resources. That could be spent, priming a different enemy, especially a power that does damage over time, which would be way more effective spent somewhere else. So really in your gameplay, try and pay attention to that. Try and pay attention to which enemy is primed. If it's a biotic effect, you can see it a mile away. They're glowing blue. If it's Snap Freeze, obviously they're going to look like they're kind of white, or depending on the level, if they're either slowed or if they're frozen. Incinerate, they're going to be kind of like that glowing red kind of color. So really, depending on the character you have and depending on the primer that you're using, try and pay attention to what's primed and what's not, and you'll be much more efficient as a team member. You'll be much more of a team player, and the person who is priming before you will be much more appreciative. You won't feel like he's wasting his time priming enemies, and then you or someone else is double priming them. It's just every little detail like that is going to contribute to you succeeding in the match. And as you know, this game is so full of details, little minor details. There's thousands of them. This game has been one of the highest learning curves of all the games I think I've played, which I'm sure plays a big role in why I keep playing it and why I enjoy it so much, and probably so much of you out there also feel the same way. Well, anyways, that's my my rant for today. So, you know, be a team player. Don't prime enemies that are already primed. Try and pay attention to what your team is doing, and become better. Always progress, and that's what it's all about, right? It's progressing and becoming a better player. So I'd like to say to you all, thank you all for your views. To all those who have subscribed, thank you for your subscriptions. To all those who haven't subscribed yet, your subscription is greatly appreciated, and your support as well. And thank you all. Have a nice day. Until next time, take care.
Acknowledged. Engineer!
We've got a spy drone down. Cover it and get it to an upload first objective down. Now keep close to the
Got it!
drone.
Let's go!
Additional teammates in proximity.
Got it! Shield gone!
Recommend additional resources. Assisting friendly forces. Control lost.
Stay with it.
Position.
What we need. Squad member down.
Hang on!
Enemies down. Good shooting. Enemy is regrouping. Enemies inbound.
1 second.
Stay alert. Enemy is regrouping. A drone went dark here.
Forces detected.
Keep close or the drone will go dark again.
Providing assistance. Following direction. Movement at velocity. Increase power.
They got me!
Team F